Hey, what's up, Unbroken Nation? I'm going to start maybe places most people don't start with you. And I want to talk about GABA. That to me, see, nobody ever does that, do they? I want to start here because when I understood the science and the research behind GABA, it forever changed my life. And I think it is the untold hero of mental health.
Okay, I thought you'd never ask. I have never had a podcast kicked off with GABA. I'm so for this conversation. Here's the thing. We are talking about serotonin. That's the neurotransmitter that gets all the airtime. When we know about serotonin with depression, we know that 95% of it is in the gut, and we kind of start to recognize that's why the gut is the second brain. And we're talking about serotonin. GABA is this absolutely, background character. It never comes up. It stands for gamma aminobutyric acid, and it's a neurotransmitter we need to be talking about. It is our ready for the sciencey speak.
Let's do it.
Primary, yeah, right. It's our primary inhibitory neurotransmitter of the central nervous system, which translation is it's the one that calms us down. It can pull us out of an anxiety spiral. It can allow us access to that feeling of I'm okay, I'm calm. And it's an endangered species in modern life. There's a lot about the way we're living our lives that compromise our ability to have healthy GABA functioning. One big piece of this is actually the health of our digestive tracts. So, just like the gut matters for serotonin, the gut also matters for GABA. And there are particular Bacteroides species of gut bacteria that are involved with making GABA, and we're missing it. We take antibiotics, we don't eat fermented foods, and we just don't have the bacteria to make enough GABA. So, it's part of the reason we're so anxious is that we're just not making enough GABA. But this other conversation that's way less fun is that there are certain lifestyle habits, like our relationship to alcohol and even medications like the benzodiazepines, which are things like Xanax and Valium and Ativan, Klonopin. These also compromise our GABA functioning in the long term. And so we have to look at these things. We look at anxiety just sort of at as an issue in and of itself. We think it's a genetic chemical imbalance. We forget that sometimes it's a downstream effect of other things contributing to imbalance. And chronic alcohol use over time is systematically impairing our GABA functioning and leaving us anxious in the short term, but also in a cumulative way in the long term.
What is the role exactly that GABA plays just in the general scope of mental health?
Well, I think it relates to conditions like generalized anxiety disorder, panic disorder. It's basically our neurotransmitter that helps us feel calm. And when a lot of problems in the brain are not sort of, it's like when you think about Parkinson's disease with that extra tremulousness and movement, we think there must be something added to that picture that's adding those movements. But it's actually something taken away in the brain. It's kind of the inhibitory signal has been removed. And therefore, the body at baseline, underneath that inhibitory signal, is tremulous, is making all these little micro movements. Similarly, with anxiety, we are wired for survival. And there's a lot of anxious, anticipatory, future tripping, hypervigilant thoughts. And GABA is our inhibitory signal that can talk us off the ledge, that can tell us, you know what, in this moment, it's unlikely that a leopard is coming around the corner. So we have all of this hypervigilance, and GABA can help soothe us and ground us and reassure us that we're okay in this moment. And if we're missing that inhibitory signal, we can have a lot of unnecessary anxiety.